history. That summer, though, Josh, you were working 2 different jobs, almost around the clock. And it was hard for the 2 of you to squeeze time together in. And there were new challenges about that time limitation that caused a struggle. And you wanted to save money because you were going away to Cal Poly and wanted to not have to work while you were there completing your degree. And so you learned what it was to make maximum use of minimum time. But then it became even worse when you went up to San Luis Obispo, because then Corinne had to come up every other weekend, and she went from not seeing you daily to seeing you every other week. And it was interesting until June 2010 when you graduated, and you also had completed your X-ray technician program, and you came back together. And it was like a pressure cooker was relieved. And as I understand, one of the times when your brother Cameron had a friend that you could go up and spend the weekend up at Big Bear, you went up. It was just after you'd celebrated your 5-year anniversary. And on January 22nd, 2011, you started the day at Snow Summit, and then decided in the afternoon to switch and go over to Big Bear. And then Cameron suggested that you go to a specific run. And as I understand it, Corinne, all you wanted to do was snowboard. No waiting around, let's just go. And as you were reluctant, Cameron got to the top and Josh said, will you take some pictures of us? And you were so anxious to get going, you didn't even unstrap your snowboard. But when you were finally finished and with that, Josh began telling you about how you had started your relationship snowboarding. And then he said it would only be appropriate if this was done here. And he got down on one knee and pulled out a ring. And he asked you to spend the rest of your life with him, to marry him. And I guess you were in shock. You said you couldn't believe it happened, but it happened at the best place it could possibly happen. And you said you can't even tell me how many times you fell down on that run because you're so excited to get home and call everybody and let them know. And you decided to take the rest of the day off and celebrate the joy of that event. Well, that event leads us to this event. Joshua and Corinne, you are today surrounded by your friends and your family, and also by the Spirit of a loving God. We've gathered to celebrate and to share the joy of this occasion with you, as you now publicly proclaim in a unique way your commitment to one another. Something that you've already declared to one another in private now becomes public record. Marriage is the first and oldest rite that's been celebrated by the human race. Long before people had developed ceremonies or inaugurated priests, marriage was celebrated, with our Creator God as its first priest, witness, and guest. And laws of all cultures from that time to this have protected this and strengthened the marriage relationship. Marriage can be a great adventure when it's an outward confession of a great love. And such a love is characterized by compassion, by passion, and by courage. It helps you to see through to the very essence of your partner and to be in support of who your partner is, their well-being, their goals, their purpose, and their very spirit. And to do this, love requires that you be totally